If it's settled, it's useless haggling, but if it's not, said Levin, I'll buy the forest. The smile vanished at once from Rabinyan's face. A hawk-like, greedy, cruel expression was left upon it. With rapid, bony fingers he unbuttoned his coat, revealing a shirt, bronze waistcoat buttons, and a watch chain, and quickly pulled out a fat old pocketbook. Here you are, the forest is mine, he said, crossing himself quickly, and holding out his hand. Take the money, it's my forest. That's Rabinyan's way of doing business, he doesn't haggle over every halfpenny, he added, scowling and waving the pocketbook. I wouldn't be in a hurry if I were you, said Levin. Come, really? Said Oblonsky in surprise. I've given my word, you know. Levin went out of the room, slamming the door. Rabinyan looked towards the door and shook his head with a smile. It's all youthfulness, positively nothing but boyishness. Why, I'm buying it, upon my honor, simply, believe me, for the glory of it, that Rabinyan, and no one else, should have bought the copse of Oblonsky. And as to the profits, why, I must make what God gives. In God's name. If you would kindly sign the title deed. Within an hour the merchant, stroking his big overcoat neatly down, and hooking up his jacket, with the agreement in his pocket, seated himself in his tightly covered trap, and drove homewards. Uck, these gentlefolks, he said to the clerk. They're a nice lot. That's so, responded the clerk, handing him the reins and buttoning the leather apron. But I can congratulate you on the purchase, Mihail Ignatitch? Well, well. Chapter 17. Stepan Arkadyevitch went upstairs with his pocket bulging with notes, which the merchant had paid him for 3 months in advance. The business of the forest was over, the money in his pocket, their shooting had been excellent, and Stepan Arkadyevitch was in the happiest frame of mind, and so he felt specially anxious to dissipate the ill humor that had come upon Levin. He wanted to finish the day at supper as pleasantly as it had been begun. Levin certainly was out of humor, and in spite of all his desire to be affectionate and cordial to his charming visitor, he could not control his mood. The intoxication of the news that Kitty was not married had gradually begun to work upon him. Kitty was not married, but ill, and ill from love for a man who had slighted her. This slight, as it were, rebounded upon him. Vronsky had slighted her, and she had slighted him, Levin. Consequently Vronsky had the right to despise Levin, and therefore he was his enemy. But all this Levin did not think out. He vaguely felt that there was something in it insulting to him, and he was not angry now at what had disturbed him, but he fell foul of everything that presented itself. The stupid sale of the forest, the fraud practiced upon Oblonsky and concluded in his house, exasperated him. "Well, finished?" he said, meeting Stepan Arkadyevitch upstairs. "Would you like supper?" "Well, I wouldn't say no to it. What an appetite I get in the country. Wonderful. Why didn't you offer Rubinian something?" "Oh, damn him." "Still, how you do treat him," said Oblonsky. "You didn't even shake hands with him." "Why not shake hands with him?" "Because I don't shake hands with a waiter, and a waiter's 100 times better than he is." "What a reactionist you are, really." "What about the amalgamation of classes?" said Oblonsky. "Anyone who likes amalgamating is welcome to it, but it sickens me." "You're a regular reactionist, I see." "Really, I have never considered what I am." "I am Konstantin Levin, and nothing else." "And Konstantin Levin very much out of temper," said Stepan Arkadyevitch, smiling. "Yes, I am out of temper, and do you know why?" "Because excuse me of your stupid sale." Stepan Arkadyevitch frowned good-humoredly, like one who feels himself teased and attacked for no fault of his own. "Come, enough about it," he said. "When did anybody ever sell anything without being told immediately after the sale?" "It was worth much more." "But when one wants to sell, no one will give anything." "No, I see you've a grudge against that unlucky Rubinian." "Maybe I have." "And do you know why?" "You'll say again that I'm a reactionist, or some other terrible word, but all the same it does annoy and anger me to see on all sides the impoverishing of the nobility to which I belong, and, in spite of the amalgamation of classes, I'm glad to belong." and their impoverishment is not due to extravagance that would be nothing, living in good style that's the proper thing for noblemen, it's only the nobles who know how to do it. Now the peasants about us buy land, and I don't mind that. The gentleman does nothing, while the peasant works and supplants the idle man.